Instead of using measure, you are using calculated column? Is it? Or you are confused? In which scenario we used calculated column or we use measure? Hello guys, welcome to Learn with Vivek. Today we will discuss about in which scenario we can use calculated column, on which scenario we can use measures in a simple way, right? I will show you what are the business scenarios. In that we can use calculated column to overcome the particular scenario, and which scenario we use measures, or what is the key differences between measures and calculated column. If you used measure, what is happening? If you use calculated column, how is the impact in your model, Power BI model performance, right? We will discuss all these things in step by step. What you will learn today: differences between measures and calculated columns, which is used in which business scenario, what are the performance implications using measures and calculated columns, real time and interview tips based on measures and calculated columns. So let's dive into my Power BI desktop. Let's do it. So first scenario, row level calculations. The scenario is I wanted to create a sales amount based on quantity and unit price. So if you see here, I have created a calculated column which is the product of quantity and unit price. So if you see, for my particular product ID AR3555, my quantity is 8 and my unit price is 51.78. So my sales amount is 414, which is correct. So each row gets its own sales amount, which means this is a row level logic, perfect to use case for a calculated column. Second scenario is if you want to create a categorization, or in simple word, if you want to create a flags, which means profit category, right? If my profit is greater than 1000, then show high profit. If my profit is less than 1000, then show medium profit. Basically it's a vice versa, we can say that. I will show you practically how it will calculate. So I am creating a calculated column for categorization. Okay, so profit category, right? A profit category. Okay, so I will use if statement here. Okay, if my sales profit, so sales profit is sales amount is greater than 1000, then show me high, else show me low profit. FIT. Okay, I will format it correctly. Fine. So bracket close, hit enter. So if you see here, okay, this is my sales amount. My sales amount is less than 1000. That means the condition is satisfied. It's showing low profit. If I will select now a high profit category. Okay, my profit is 1060. So which is the correct thing, means our calculated column is working fine. This is a second condition. In that condition we can use a calculated column. Example, if you divide a customer segment, if you want to create a profit brands, if you want to create physical labels, right, a status flag, a profit category flag like we have created here, high profit, low profit, right? Third scenario is if you want to create year month concatenate, like we discussed in last session, right? I will show you here. Okay. uh, how to concatenate two columns using a concatenate function. Okay. If I want to concatenate my customer ID and customer name. Okay. Customer underscore ID and customer underscore name. So how to concatenate these two fields in a single column? Customer ID. So customer ID and comma, sorry, and customer name. Done. So this is our third scenario. Okay. For calculated column. So main thing, the important note here is calculated columns are stored in your Power BI memory. Okay. And it will increase your model size. It will impact your model performance, or we can say it will impact your report performance. Okay. So that is the most important thing about the calculated columns. What are the important things? Calculated columns are stored in your Power BI memory. It will help you to increase your model size, right? But there is a drawback also. It will impact your Power BI performance. It will impact your model performance, your report performance. It will slow down your Power BI performance. Okay. So that is the most important thing. Interviewer will ask you about calculated column. What is the pros and cons of calculated column? So that time you can answer like this. So our part 2 is measures. So how I calculate these measures? Okay, this is a sum x calculation. Sum x is calculated row by row. Measures are calculated dynamically. It's calculated. It's based on user selection. It's based on filter selection. So how I calculated? Let's see. See, sum x is the function. Okay, this is my table. Okay, and this is the field of that particular quantity into unit price. So this is, so I've added a slicer here for region. If I select Canada, it's working for Canada only. Okay, or it's filter out data for Canada only. Okay. Scenario second is YTD calculations. Okay, this is my YTD calculation. This is a YTD function. Okay, so if I dragged here, this is the YTD, year to date. So if I added a filter for date. Okay, this is a date filter I have added. I will select for date only. Okay, for 1st January, it is giving me 808.57. Okay, for 2nd January, it is giving me 1.12k. Means YTD calculates till date. Okay, I have selected 2nd January. It's calculate 1st January sales plus 2nd January sales. Okay. Third is profit margin percentage. Okay. So we use divide function here. Okay. Okay. We have a profit. So how I will calculate it? Just a second. I will calculate a measure for profit. Okay. So I will use a divide function, FIT, profit margin, right? Percentage. Divide function, we have a calculate profit, divide sales. Okay. So here, profit margin percentage measures we have created. Okay. This is my profit margin percentage. This is the formatting. Okay. It's 11%. Okay. For this particular region, not this one, for particular date, I have profit margin is 11.61K, 11.61%. Correct. So this is a measure. Okay. Measure is used, okay, to calculate aggregation, right? Measures is worked on user filter selection. Okay. If you want to calculate KPIs, ratios, then you used measures. Okay. There are a number of way to calculate a measures. We have a number of functions. We can use that functions to calculate measures such as sum x, average x, total YTD, total MTD, total QTD, right? These are the functions we used to calculate a measures. When your interviewer will ask you what is the key differences between measures and calculated column. So you can remember these 5 points, okay? So calculated columns are calculated row by row, while measures calculated on aggregation level. Calculated columns stored in your data model, measures are not stored in your table. It is calculated on the fly. Calculated column use a row context, while measure use a filter context. Calculated column is increased your model size, while measures is a memory efficient. Calculated column creates a new column, while measures is used for dynamic calculations in visuals. If you think this video helpful for you, then do like, share and subscribe the channel and stay tuned with Learn with Vivek. Thank you.